Dear all, welcome to lesson number 6 in our SQL account lessons. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to do some cash book entry, how to do some journal entries, and how to maintain the stock value at the end of the financial period. You know, most of the lessons which we have learned, we do all under the customer and suppliers tabs. And all of this transaction actually is automatically being converted to the journal entry. But sometimes some transactions are not related to customers, not related to suppliers. So here we are trying to learn how we can manage those transactions. So the task number 1, we have that payment to those companies for advertisement or like payment for bank charges or salaries. So let's move one by one. We do this payment, issue the following transaction by using cash book entry. So we go to the general ledger, cash book entry, it will show in the general ledger, cash book entry. Then you put a new payment voucher. In the new payment voucher, you need to choose the company name. And then you need to put the payment by, this is the account, when you see this is the account of the Maybank. You have the check number. Then you have the amount, which is 2nd of February. We need to choose the general ledger code, which is the account code. This is the account code which will be affected. Which is advertisement. We need to put the company name. You see, we choose here Star Advertise Enterprise. We'll put their GST code or GST number because here we are working as a GST. Then we put the amount. Amount is 3,200. Then after we key in this information, the tax code is TX. We choose a tax code from here. Then you see automatically the GST or the tax have been calculated. Then we click save. So this is first payment have been done. Let's create the second payment, which is also another payment voucher. The second payment actually is paying fees for the bank or bank charges. So we click a new payment voucher. We choose the payment to, which is Maybank bank charge. When you notice that when you do payment voucher, the payment to he's gonna to copy it from the previous payment voucher, so you can change. It depends for what. So and this one is paid by the bank, so also this is by Maybank, and this is the check number. The date 28th of February. So we have February 28, 2017, and we have from this will be charged to this account. This account, which is bank charges. The company name we have, it's the Maybank because this is Maybank bank charges. So we just select it from here. We put their GST number. It's very important when we do this type of payment. Then the amount is 53 ringgit. Their tax code is TX. You see automatically the tax have been calculated. And mostly for the bank charges, the tax will be inclusive. So we click here the tax inclusive. Actually here, whether to click it as tax inclusive or no, it will be more explained inside the exam paper. But for the bank charges, mostly the tax is inclusive. Then we click save. So let's go for the third payment, which is staff salaries. Also staff salaries we do as pay. Actually, Here some people will ask, but we already have SQL payroll. SQL payroll is to manage more the HR, entire the documentation and information of the staff. But here we need also in the SQL account, we need to key in the payment we are doing because it should be decreased from our cash or our bank. So this also payment we have also to consider. Again, if you remember from where we do all of this, general ledger, cash book entry, we put a new payment voucher, and this payment voucher is staff salaries. So you notice he copied from the previous voucher, so we call it as staff salaries. This is the first step. Then we choose is paid by what, is also by Maybank, and this is the check number. Then after we key in the check number, we don't forget to change the date, 28th of February. February 28, 2017. Then after that, we select the accounts. Those are the general ledger accounts which are involved. The salaries, which is the amount 3,000 ringgit. So the description is staff salaries. No, Maybank. Yeah, the description is staff salaries. The amount is 3,000. Then we key in another one. We put click. Then we have this is the account, which is telephone and fax charges. Also, this is sometimes is part of the staff allowance. So also is staff salary, part of their salaries. Then we put the amount which is 80 ringgit. Then the third one, which is under this account in the general ledger, which is the APF of the staff. You know, APF is for the retirement. So we have to deduct it from the staff, but also is part of their salary. So we have to key in this information here, but as minus. So minus 240, so you put minus 240. You will see it will be come inside two brackets because this amount of money we are deducting from the staff. We are not paying to the staff. Let's say the staff salary is 3,080. Then we deduct the 240 we accumulated. Then we pay it one shot to the EPF. Then the part number 4 from the staff salary, which is the SOCSO, which is part of the tax deducted from the staff salary, which is 14 ringgit 75 cent, and also this one is minus because we don't pay it for the staff. So instead of we just try the staff salary is 2,840 and done. Here we will be missing some information, which is the accumulation of the APF and accumulation of the SOCSO. So normally this is the way we key in the payment of salaries in our general ledger. Then we press save. Then we have the payment to KWSP, which is a payment to what we call it the APF. As I mentioned when we are talking about the staff salaries, companies normally accumulate the amount of the staff salaries of the APF money we are deducting from the staff. So we accumulate it, then later we pay one shot because APF is accumulation from both sides, the company and the staff. So staff pay one part of the APF and company pay the other part of the APF. So again, also is a new payment voucher. And this one, we will name it the KWSP. As I mentioned, KWSP for the APF, for the retirement. The payment is done by the Maybank, and this is the voucher, the check number. Payment done in 7th of March. So it's March. Yes, I think is 7 of March. Yes, it's 7. This is March. Then, let me just key in the amount. 2017. He took the date in two different ways. This is March, 7th of March 2017. Let's see where we can. This is 2017 and this is March, and this 7th of March. Okay, so 7th of March 2017, and those two accounts are involved in this payment. First, which is APF staff, which is the part of the staff payment for the APF. The amount is 240. We key in the amount. And as I mentioned, the APF has also parts should be paid by the company. This is the account number of it, which is APF employer, which is the company part of the APF registration. APF charges, sorry. So the amount is 390. Then we click save. Like this also we do the payment for APF. Also we have payment for the electricity, the Tenaga Nacional. So how we do, same also new payment voucher, the payment Tenaga Nacional by Maybank to you. You know that Maybank to you, it means is paid online. Then is by Maybank. This is the receipt or the voucher check number or like document number. The date is 8th of March. Then we have March 8, 2017. This is the account related to the electricity. So we choose the account here, which is water and electricity. We put, don't forget to put the company name, which is Tenaga Nacional. You click here to choose the company name, okay? Then you put the GST number. Then, by the way, also this one tax inclusive. We put the amount. The amount is 96. Okay, here we have which one is tax inclusive, which one no. By the way, they already give you the information. So the amount is 967. You see that what is the tax code is TX. Then you see that automatically the tax have been calculated. Then you just click this. We wrote all the information, right? Yes, then you click save. So like this, the electricity have been paid. Oh, sorry, I forgot to click the tax inclusive. So we just put edit tax inclusive because here we have yes, tax is inclusive. Then we put save. Now the second part of this payment, this we need to close. We receive money. If you remember, now we're paying, now we are receiving money from this person, which is we need to open the receipt voucher again from general ledger cash book entry. We have a new OR, which is the receipt voucher. You see the payment voucher is BV, the receipt voucher is OR, so new receipt voucher. This is the received from home. We put it here. Then we receive it by what? The Maybank, and this is the receiving receipt number or the reference. Then we put the date. Date is 28th of February. Then we put February 28, 2017. Then we select what is the account being involved in this payment. Why we receive this payment is of office and warehouse rental, because we are renting our office. So we need to remove the Maybank word. I don't know why the system is just like taking it. Then the amount is 9,000 ringgit. Then we click, if you see there's no tax code or any tax things, then we click save. So like this, we already done how we do the general ledger point and how we do that paying and receiving. Also, we have in the lesson, and this lesson also we have another two tasks. we're gonna to do it in one shot. I will not make another session for it. So the task number 2 is issue the following transaction, which is calculate the depreciation. And they are asking us, please create a new accumulation depreciation land and building. This is a code of it, and this is special type. If you remember from where we create this one, we have to go to the, let's close this one. We have to go to the general ledger. We have to maintain account to create the new account for depreciation accumulation. If you remember this one, we took it in the first class. So this one is for the land and building, so it will be under the non-current assets. We just click, then we click new. We choose the general GL code. The GL code of it will be 200,605. Actually, the first we need, okay, I noticed there is something. Firstly, we don't have even the account of the land. So we need to create account of the land, then we can create the accumulation of depreciation for it. So first we need to put a new, we create account of the land and building. And we create the code of this land 200-600. Actually, normally this code should be given to you in the question. If you didn't get it, you need to create. You see the last asset we already have here as non-current asset. It was 200-500. The previous one was 200-400. So now we can create 200-600. Then we click OK. So like this, we created the land account. Then we need to create the depreciation of this land and building, again under the non-current asset. We click new, we choose the code of this account, which is accumulation depreciation for land and building. And we need to choose it as special type accumulation depreciation. Then we click OK. We see how the account have been created. So now we go back to type or to create the new journal entry for the depreciation. So we go to the general ledger. We have what called journal entry. We don't have anything yet. We click in new. What date? This one is 31st of January 2017. 31st. Sorry, here we have to check the month first. 31st 2017. Then we need to choose which one is debit, which one is credit, so don't miss the things, okay? Sometimes in the exam, they give all in one shot. They don't show you which one debit and credit, and you have to know. You are already very good in the accounting, so you have to know that. So let's key in the general ledger account code, depreciation of the fixed asset, the amount in debit side 3,100, and this is the description of it. Actually, our year is 2017. Then we put new one. From the furniture, we have the amount is 900. Then we have 200 for the office equipment. Then we have 800 motor vehicle, the depreciation of the motor vehicle. Then we have the depreciation of the land and building, which is the 1,200. Don't forget to paste the description for each one of those transactions. Now the both side, the debit and the credit side of your account are already similar, so you can save. So like this, we do the journal entry. This one, in case some transaction, we need to put a journal entry. If you remember, the previous one was cash. So we are not putting debit and credit because the other side is the cash. So the system. Okay, then now we reach to the last task in this lesson, which is maintaining the stock balance. If you remember in the beginning of the financial period, we maintained the stock balance. So now we need to maintain the stock balance of the end of the financial period. So we go to our system, we go to the general ledger, we go to maintain stock value. We already have stock value in the beginning, we just edit this one. We choose the year 2017. Then we key in the amount here in 31st of December 2017. And we just click save. So like this, we already maintain the stock balance, and like this, we finish our lesson. Most of the topics which we need to discuss in the SQL account have been covered. I'm gonna to check whether some topics maybe will be mentioned in the final exam I didn't cover yet. I can tell you that SQL account software is somehow wide. It has a lot of details. It has a lot of options. We just pick the most used or most common options. You have the full right to go and discover and do whatever you see that you need to discover. More tabs, more transaction maybe happen because we cannot cover everything 100%. Thanks a lot for listening for all those lessons. I will come back to you with another video in case some parts need to be also mentioned about. Thanks a lot for listening and following. Thank you.